Good morning. The Christmas season is just around the corner as the USF Chamber Singers are preparing for the 45th annual Magical Dinners, and students gather in Sullivan Hall for a Yuletide tradition. All this and more coming up next on College Week.
From the Jeske Fine Arts Center on the campus of the University of Sioux Falls, this is College Week. With Daniel Hodges, Aaron Heinert, and Jerry Coxwell Sports.
Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Daniel Hodges.
And I'm Aaron Heinert. For vocal music students at USF, the end of the semester means the culmination of hard work and practice. Students taking private voice lessons this semester have completed their required departmental recital. But on Monday, the students of vocal teacher Amy Morrison had a second recital. Morrison's studio recital takes place at the end of every semester, and she's the only vocal teacher at USF who has hosted her own recital. She says that it gives her students something extra to aim for and allows them to perform fun pieces. Morrison also says that because singing is a performing art, it is important to give students more opportunities to do so.
Questions still loom over the death at Walmart on Black Friday. 34-year-old Walmart employee Demitai Damour was killed in Long Island, New York. The doors opened at 5 a.m. when a mob of overzealous Black Friday shoppers trampled him to death. This raises questions for consumers and retailers alike. Many are wondering how this will affect after Thanksgiving shopping in the future. The Walmart Workers Union is calling for an official investigation and the family of the deceased is filing a wrongful death suit against the nation's largest retailer.
The Magical Dinner series performed by the USF Chamber Singers is one of the longest standing traditions at USF. The dinner series begins December 5th and 6th and will continue on December 12th and 13th. Here's Nick Poppins with more on the story.
The sound of bells fills the air in the USF cafeteria as the Chamber Singers begin to practice for the 45th annual Magical Dinners. The performers have been in rehearsals since September in order to perfect the show.
It's been a lot of hard work, but the time commitment and all the singing and memorization will definitely pay off in the end. It'll be a good show, so it's really exciting.
They will be performing pieces such as Deck the Halls and Silent Night, along with acting out a skit for the holiday production.
Luck and all is relatively good, unless, of course, you live in Harrisburg.
Third-year Magical participant Shannon Knutson says that she is especially looking forward to this year's show so that she can reconnect with former USF singers during the alumni performance.
I'm really excited about the alumni because part of the alumni are some of the friends that I have sung with in the past couple of years, and I just think it'll be so much fun to see who comes and how many different years are represented, and just to get the group back together again.
Knutson explains that although the show has varied from year to year, some things never change.
I think consistent has been talent. The group is always just amazing with how well they can sing and how well we can gel and how quickly we can pick up on the songs, and we have a very dedicated following, it seems, and they always make it fun.
For USF College Week, I'm Nick Poppins.
To reserve tickets for this special Christmas tradition, call 605-331-6580 or send an email to the campus email of usfmagicals@usiouxfalls.edu. Coming up after the break, College Week investigates some little-known facts about the USF campus. Don't go away.
In the latest installment of College Week Investigates, Jake Iverson explores the mysterious side of USF.
Semesters, students have walked all over the USF campus. However, if students aren't aware, they may miss some history that's right in front of them. History that is factual and bizarre. In this segment, we will show you little-known facts about the university as College Week investigates. The University of Sioux Falls was built in 1883, and the college itself is built on historic land, the old Yankton Trail. This trail once connected the village of Sioux Falls with Yankton. In 1862, this trail was used by settlers as they fled from Dakota Sioux Indians. Along the Mears Library's eastern side, a historical marker preserves the site. Some say that wagon ruts can still be seen. However, Dr. Bill Sophine explains why that claim is a little far-fetched.
I've never been able to see what they claim to be the wheel ruts, and I'm not sure that those wheel ruts would still be that noticeable, the number of years that have passed, let alone the trenching that has occurred. But obviously the trail did run across the campus.
USF's storied past can be seen in the architecture that dots the campus. Many of these buildings have corridors and tunnel systems winding beneath the surface. Dr. Bill Sophine tells us that students have been going in and out of these very tunnels ever since he started teaching here in the 1980s. These tunnels have also been involved in other speculation regarding blood samples and other mysteries.
I was contacted by campus security, with a question. They were questioning some graffiti and such that had been found in some of the tunnels under the campus. We found what was a handprint on a doorway to one of the tunnels. And we all came to the same conclusion that somebody was messing around and was trying to do something to maybe startle people. Some of the graffiti was less than polite down in the tunnels. Some of it was meant strictly to scare people, I guess, maybe, to think that something had happened in the bowels of the buildings on the campus, but for the most part it really was a farce.
Suspicious activity may not have happened in the tunnels of campus, but Dennis Toome tells us of supernatural occurrences that oral tradition has passed down.
When I first started here, people used to talk about things that went bump in the night in Mears Library. And one student swore that she had a strange encounter in which she was aware of a presence, and all of a sudden her typewriter, those are the days of a typewriter, by the way, 18 years ago, that when the typewriter started doing strange things in front of her.
For students interested in the school's history, don't be afraid to ask professors, as they have bountiful knowledge. And ghost hunters out there, Dennis Toome told us other supernatural stories involving buildings on campus. But Toome also warned not to go digging into the past.
And to hear people talk about encounters that they have it certainly makes you realize there's a lot of mystery and uncertainty, that things that we don't know. And as Christians, we're just told not to dabble in it, not to go looking for it. I believe it's in Daniel, it says the secret things belong to God, and I think that's what we need to leave them with.
Thanks, Jake. Christmas is in the air, and students and faculty on campus began celebrating the holiday through a traditional Christmas family custom. Here's College Week Jen Halverson with more on the story.
'Twas 2 weeks before Christmas holiday, and all through the USF campus, students began celebrating the Christmas spirit through a common childhood tradition, the sharing of Christmas stories. Resident Director and Co-Coordinator of Student Activities, Rebecca Merriman, invited students into her apartment in Sullivan Hall to take a break from their evening to join in on the Christmas Storytime cheer.
Christmas Storytime started 4 years ago. Karen Sumner started it when she was the RD in Sullivan. And it started because The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe was coming out, so they decided to read the book before the movie came out. And it was such a big hit, and I wanted to bring it back this year just because Christmas is just a fun time, and I know that students like to take a break from studying, and so it's kind of a fun an hour off from studying to just sit and listen and be read to, so it kind of reminds you of being a kid. That's what Christmas is about.
Students were able to warm up with some hot apple cider and nibble on Christmas cookies while Monday night's guest reader, Karen Sumner, read the first book, The Nutcracker. Sophomore Miranda Metzger joined the group of students for Monday night's reading.
I really enjoyed the Christmas storytelling tonight. Karen Sumner did a great job with telling the story of the Nutcracker and showing the pictures. It was a lot of fun to be in Becca's apartment and have cider and cookies, and I really enjoyed the experience. I'm looking forward to coming again.
With a different guest reader every night, including Dan Boyle, Director of Residence Life and Judicial Affairs, and Professors Brenda Paulson and Kevin Cole of the English Department, students can continue to find Christmas tradition right here at USF. For College Week, I'm Jen Halverson.
Expect more Christmas spirit in the upcoming week as Storytime continues December 8th through 11th at 10 p.m. every night. Next on Crosstalk, Lavelle Jackson sits down with Amanda Anderson to discuss the work of the USF Admissions Office. We'll be right back.
Good morning and welcome to Crosstalk. I'm your host, Lavelle Jackson. Today we're accompanied by the Director of Admissions and an Academic Advisor, Amanda Anderson. How you doing today, Amanda?
I'm good, thank you.
Glad to have you on.
Thank you.
Now, being the Director of Admissions, give us a clarification exactly what the job entitles.
My main responsibility is overseeing the day-to-day operations in the admissions office. I work directly with the operations manager, our admissions counselors, our data processor, and our visit coordinators, just to make sure everything's working right every day, figuring out some strategies on how to recruit students, how to showcase the university to students that visit and also students that are not on campus.
So, being the Director of Admissions, you're in charge of the acceptance of students, new students, registering into University of Sioux Falls?
Correct. I do all acceptances for every student that applies to the university, and I also am in charge of all the registration days. So I coordinate the registration days for when students want to enroll, and then I register all incoming freshmen, and I work with the faculty to get all incoming transfers registered as well.
Now, give us an estimate of exactly how many students per year do you think that the university gets?
This last fall, we enrolled just over 290 new full-time and part-time freshmen,
Really?
over 300 total new students. So wow. We average, or we hope to enroll approximately a 3% growth each year of new students. So it's kind of how we benchmark how many students we want to enroll every semester and every year. So.
Okay, now, let's say I'm a new student. I need some guidance. Are you the person that I want to contact and get involved with?
I can be. I work with a lot of students and parents every day with questions. The admissions counselors are the primary contacts for our prospective students. They each have territories that they work with. We've broken up South Dakota and all the surrounding states. And so they travel out to high schools and college fairs working with those students. And they also meet with them when they're on campus. When counselors are out on the road, I will work with students and their parents as well. And I'm just kind of a backup if there's questions that anybody has.
So is that where the title also academic advisor comes into play? Like you're an advisor for people that don't have a major?
Exactly. Okay. I work with undeclared students, so I do answer a lot of academic questions for prospective students. Once students enroll at the university, I work with students who are undeclared. I serve as an academic advisor to several of those students. I also assign advisors to students as they change majors or as they end up declaring a major as well.
So, what about student concerns? Now, do you deal with the student concerns as well as faculty concerns?
Yep, I do. I work with faculty and students. If a faculty has a concern about a student that's maybe been missing a lot of class or has started declining in their performance in class, I'll work with the students that way to find out what's going on and make sure that there's not anything negative happening in their life. If there is, and that way we can help get them some additional assistance. I also work with students if they have concerns in their classes or a residence hall or just about anything going on in their life, and if I can't help them, then I help direct them to the right people so that way we can give them the assistance that they need.
So you've been here since May of 2001, correct?
Correct.
What are some of the type of concerns that students or faculties have come to you with over the years?
Some concerns, class attendance. I think a lot of times students coming in that first year, it's easy to not get up for class, especially if you have an early class.
Right.
And so the transition for freshmen sometimes can be a little bit difficult. And so I just talk to the students, remind them that college is expensive. We want them to be in class, and to see if there's anything else that I can do to help give them the extra motivation to get there. It can be, where students have been doing really well and all of a sudden have disappeared, and that usually is a sign that something is happening in their life, and so we try to give them some assistance. On students' concerns that's struggling in a class, we try to find them some additional academic support, some family issues or some personal issues that they need assistance with, or maybe some issues of some things that they're not liking with how things are happening on campus. And so those things we take very seriously to try and make changes for our students that way as well.
Now you speak of assistance, so that leads me into teaching now. I understand that you teach a class like every semester. What exactly is that class?
I teach a Becoming a Master Student class.
How do you become a master student? Explain that.
It's hard. Basically, the goal of the class is just to help give students confidence in their academic abilities. There's a lot of very common sense things, but we go over some basics to help give them confidence in the classroom.
Okay, thank you very much. For Amanda Anderson, I'm Lavelle Jackson. Coming up next is Sports with Jerry Coxwell. Thank you. Good day.
Lord, just help me find my future soulmate, Lord.
Kelly's plan. Go to a Christian college, meet up with a girl, fall in love, and get married before he graduates. That was his plan.
I just want to be friends.
Dude, you try too hard.
Speaking of ice, you want to get some ice cream later?
Chicks dig guys that don't try.
She didn't even invite me.
What?
Yeah, her family did.
Kelly, pull over. I just want to be friends.
I'm starting to think she thinks I'm gay.
Dude, you're an awesome guy, but a lot of people think you're gay.
Hey, is Kelly gay?
Gay?
Gay? I know he's gay.
Isn't he a homo?
Nothing goes right for me anymore. I don't want to do anything.
Alright. Stop it! This soulmate crap has got to stop, alright?
On December 13th, meet the engaged friend.
Oh, you're playing more combat or dance?
Dude, she slept over twice already this week.
Okay, dude, so you're just gonna stay there tonight? You're not gonna be back to the dorm?
The married friend and his son. Just float on, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go potty. And Gerald. And find out if Kelly ever meets that special someone.
I can go to church every Sunday or give up eating steak.
Or if he's left with just another potential soulmate.
Is Kelly gay?
Welcome back. Now it's time for sports with College Week sports reporter Jerry Coxwell.
So, Jerry, what do you have for us today in sports?
I've got USF men's basketball, USF football, and then a surprise. Finishing up a tough week, the USF men's basketball team dropped a hard-fought 66-59 decision at NCAA Division III Wisconsin River Falls last Saturday in River Falls, Wisconsin. With the defeat, the Cougars now sit at 5-6 on the season. Matt Malloy paced USF, scoring a team-high 15 points, while Thomas Frames poured in 13 and Adam Herther added 12. For the Falcons, Jonte Kuhnkoss scored a game-best 18, including 6 free throws in the final 23 seconds to seal the victory. Next up for the Cougars is a home date with York College of Nebraska. Tip-off is set for today, December 6th at 4 p.m. And now to football. Last Saturday, in the semifinals of the NAIA playoffs, the USF football team thrashed Langston College 50-13. Defensively, they held the Lions to only 150 total yards, including 13 rushing, and forced 4 turnovers, including 3 picks. Special teams was also critical, as they blocked 2 punts, including one that was recovered in the end zone for a touchdown. Lorenzo Brown had another solid game for the Cougars, going for 91 yards and 2 touchdowns, while receiver John Ryan caught 2 passes for 75 yards and 2 touchdowns, while Eric Simple recorded his first 100-yard rushing game of the season. Next up for the Cougars is the Final Four of the NAIA playoffs, a home date with St. Francis University of Indiana, whom they defeated 23-19 in the 2006 National Championship game. Kickoff is set for today, December 6th at noon. And now to a surprise, special and personal to my heart. It was a banner night for the Minnesota Vikings as they used balanced offense and dominating defense to easily destroy the Chicago Bears 34-14 last Sunday night at the Metrodome. Gus Frerotte found Bernard Berrien streaking down the left side for a 99-yard touchdown pass in the second quarter, giving them a 10-7 lead. In the third and fourth quarters, the Vikings picked off 3 Kyle Orton passes on 3 consecutive drives, essentially ending any chances for a Bear comeback. Next up for the Vikings is a trip to Michigan to face the 0-12 Detroit Lions. Hopefully this isn't a bad omen, as in 2001 this very same situation occurred, but the winless 0-12 Lions shocked the Minnesota Vikings 27-24 that day in their last ever trip to the Pontiac Silverdome. Kickoff is set for tomorrow, December 7th at noon. And that's sports for today.
Thanks, Jerry.
All right, thanks, Jerry. All right, now it's time for the movie moment. Here is guest critic Shelley Jacobs joining Ronnie Hawkins to review the movie Four Christmases.
Stupid Jordan thinks he can do a movie moment without me. Who does he think
Ronnie,
he is?
we're on air.
Oh, welcome to USF Movie Moment. I'm Ronnie Hawkins.
And I'm Shelly Jacobs.
And today we are reviewing the newest romantic comedy. It's called Four Christmases, and it stars Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn, and it's rated PG-13 for sexual humor and language. Four Christmases is about a unmarried couple that really loves the holidays, and they really love it because they take a trip every year to an exotic location and totally stay away from their families. But this year, travel is delayed by fog, and they end up getting interviewed by some TV anchors, and all their parents see them, so they get caught in their little plan to escape, so they have to end up going to all four of their parents' Christmases in one day. So this movie is basically about their relationship as they bounce back and forth between each other's dysfunctional families, learning things about each other that they had not previously told each other. So it's a little bit of a zany comedy.
I thought this was a pretty good movie. I think Reese Witherspoon did a really good job playing her character, along with Vince Vaughn. I think he did a really good job. They made a great couple for the movie, but I just think the script could have been a little bit more developed, so the point that you could understand a little bit more about the characters, because you only learn about the characters through their family. I'd have to say my favorite scene was the bounce scene when Reese Witherspoon goes on a rampage, attacking little 4-year-olds. But I'd have to say she did a better job in the movie Sweet Home Alabama. So what do you think of it, Ronnie?
You know what, Shelly, I was actually a little bit disappointed. I expected a lot more, especially coming from a Vince Vaughn comedy. Yeah. Like, he's been in a lot of really funny stuff in the past, so I kind of expected that bar of comedy in there, and I just felt a little empty when we left the theater. It had some moments, don't get me wrong, where it was funny, but they also had moments where they tried too hard to be funny, and it didn't work out at all. My favorite part in the whole movie was John Voight, who's Reese Witherspoon's dad. He's in the picture for like 3 minutes out of the whole 100 minutes so that the movie is. And he's just so wise, and like he basically sets the tone for the end of the picture. So it was my favorite part of the movie. So how many stars would you give it, Shelly?
I'd have to give it 3 stars. Like you pointed out, it's 50-50. There were the good parts and the bad parts. Some parts they didn't deliver with the comedy, and I mean there were a lot of funny scenes.
So you would save it maybe wait till it goes to dollar theaters, or maybe even if you're feeling the Christmas mood on Christmas, go see it.
Yeah, just wait till it goes out in the dollar theater, because it's a good movie, but it's just not as good as it could have been. It had potential, but it didn't.
I'm actually going to agree with you. I was going to give it 3.5 stars, but since you said 3, I'm going to do the peer pressure thing and give it 3 as well. So I'll give it 3 as well. So about a middle of the road movie. Yeah. So definitely check it out if you have, or if you're bored one day and you go to the cheap seats, And
you want a good movie.
Yeah, you want a good movie.
Not that great, but it's a good movie. Good. Mm-hmm.
All right, well, back to you guys in the studio.
Mistletoe.
One thing that never disappoints around the holiday season, pie. USF hosted its very own pie eating contest. Taylor Kalmus has more on the story.
Pie. This year, right before Thanksgiving, several students were able to participate in a pie eating contest.
Our competitors have 4 minutes to eat as many pies as they can. In the case that they eat all 6 pies, whoever eats their pies first will be declared the winner.
I got a chance to talk with these participants before they indulge.
Favorite part about eating the pies? I would have to say it'd be having the whipped cream on the pies, although I think in this pie eating contest we're not going to have whipped cream. So there goes my favorite part.
The whipped cream is probably my favorite part on the pies, and the ice cream. Everything that goes along with it, but the crust is not my favorite part. I don't like the crust at all.
Crust. The crust is my favorite part, yes.
It's a little nerve-wracking. I heard my competition has been training and practicing and everything, but I think I'll be able to bypass them and eating as many pies as possible.
Well, I saw Dan Boyle just bring his jug of water, so that looks like he's ready. So that's good. Competition, that's always good for contest.
Keegan, yes. Dan Boyle, yeah. Ashley Maturin, she's going to be a competitor. She called me this morning. She's a little intimidating.
Yeah?
Laura Anderson, not so much.
Not so much?
Not so much Laura.
stretches every morning, you know, get prepared. The stomach needs to grow as much as possible for a competition such as this, and, you know, eating pies as much as possible.
And the competition began.
We're on two over here. We got one down.
Oh my God.
This is what you were born to do, Keegan. Boyla's done two. He's going. Boyla's on number 4. Do it for the kids. Come on. For the kids.
Google how many calories.
She's on number 6.
Oh boy.
She's got 20 seconds. Can she do it?
Well, get it. Get the goal.
In the end, Keegan scarfed down the title and Ashley held her own, dominating the women's division.
It was very entertaining, especially the girls, because their faces were like they're going to puke, but they didn't.
For USF's College Week, I'm Taylor Kelmus.
Well, that did not look appetizing at all.
No, not at all.
Well, that wraps up another edition of USF College Week. I'm Erin Heinert.
And I'm Daniel Hodges. For everyone here at College Week, have a great weekend.